All right, Shalom. First off, I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahazam, Yahawashi, Bahastam, Rakakwadash. Want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and the sincere Shalom to the Akim out here that's doing and pushing the work in truth and in sincerity. Want to go in this video that there are a lot of Israelites guilty of the blood of Yahawashi, okay? And when we go into the scriptures, okay, start off with the book of Hebrews 10 and 7. It says, Then said I, Lo, I come in the volume of the book. It is written of me to do thy will, O Yahweh Yahushua. Okay, Yahushua, the one who the world really calls Jesus, comes in the volume of the book. Okay, and when we go into the book of Malachi 3 and start at 16. Okay, it says, Then they that feared the Lord spake often one to another, and the Lord hearkened and heard it, and a book of remembrance was written before him for them that feared the Lord and that thought upon his name. It says, And they shall be mine, saith the Lord of hosts, and that day when I make up my jewels, and I will spare them as a man spares his own son that serves him. Okay, and it says, Then shall you return and discern between the righteous and the wicked, between him that serves Yahweh Shah and him that serves him not. Okay, so how we do that? Because of what the scriptures say. Okay, now it is commanded, unto us to eat the whole roll. Okay, let me get that. It's in the book of Ezekiel. And it's also in the book of Revelation as well. Okay, Ezekiel 3 and 1, it says, Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, eat that thou findest. Eat this roll and go speak unto the house of Israel. So I opened my mouth, and he caused me to eat that roll. Okay, which is the scriptures. It says, And he said unto me, Son of man, cause thy belly to eat and fill thy bowels with this roll that I give you. Then did I eat, and it was in my mouth as honey for sweetness. It says, And he said unto me, Son of man, go get thee unto the house of Israel and speak with my words unto them. So when we go out there on the highway and hedges and we do these videos, okay, we're speaking to the house of Israel because we're, trying to reach the elect, okay, and we, try to reach the elect with the 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 verses that are in the Bible, okay. So it says, For thou art not sent to a people of a strange speech and of a hard language, but to the house of Israel. And Israel, they knew the law, statutes, and commandments that the Lord, uh, you know, told them to do. Okay, that's been, since the beginning of the world. But when Israel became a nation, okay, of people, the Lord gave them the law, statutes, and commandments, and Israel, they knew what to do and what not to do. Okay, it says, Not to many people of a strange speech and of a hard language, whose words thou canst not understand. Surely I had sent you to them, they would have hearkened unto thee. Okay, so when we eat this roll and we go speak to Israel, those are the people who know that they're Israelites. Okay, now we're in a situation of people who, are Israelites that don't know that they're Israelites. Okay, but even, to the people who know that they're Israelites, some of these people, right, they know that they're Israel and they're not doing what they're supposed to do. Okay, and some of them even calling on the name of Yahawashi, okay, and not doing as Yahawashi said, which is what the Bible say, okay, which is dangerous. Okay, it says, but the house of Israel will not hearken unto thee. Okay, when we tell them what's inside of the scriptures, okay, whether they know the Bible or, or think they know the Bible, because if you're not doing what's inside of these scriptures, then you don't know the Bible, okay? But whether they know that they Israelites or not, okay, it says that they will not hearken unto you, for they will not hearken unto me. For all the house of Israel are impudent and hard hearted, okay? It says, uh, behold, I made thy face strong against their faces, and their forehead strong against their foreheads. It says, as an adamant harder than flint have I made thy forehead, for fear them not, neither be dismayed at their looks, though they be a rebellious house. Okay? And our people are a rebellious house. Okay? And when we go into the scriptures, there's 1 Corinthians 11:23. It says, for I have received of the Lord that which I also delivered unto you. Right? That the Lord, Yahawashi, the same night in which he was betrayed, took bread, and when he had given thanks, he brake it and said, take, eat. This is my body, which is broken for you. This do in remembrance. It says, after the same manner, he took the cup which he had supped, saying, this cup is the testament of my is the New Testament in my blood. This do ye as oft as you drink it in remembrance of me. Okay? So we go through these scriptures and we realize, okay, we Israelites, we're going through this hell, you know. Yahweh Shai is the author and the finisher of our faith. Okay. He helped us, understand the true doctrine. Okay, the spirit that we're supposed to be in and these times that we're living in. Okay. And we're gonna do as the scriptures say. Okay? Because guess we have the faith. Okay? So no matter what help we go through, what type of, you know, uh things we go through in this faith, okay, we know that, we gotta remember Yahweh Shah. Okay? It says, for as often as you eat this bread and drink this cup, you do so the Lord's death till he come. It says, wherefore, whosoever so eat this bread and drink this cup of the Lord unworthily shall be guilty of the of the body and blood of the Lord. Okay? And if you're guilty of the body and blood of the Lord, when the Lord returns, you're going to end up being destroyed. You may end up being destroyed before the Lord returns. Because you say that judgment must first begin at the house of Israel. Okay? So you can't be claiming to be an Israelite and not, do the things that an Israelite does. Just because you have blood ties onto, you know, Israel, you can have blood ties onto the body, or being guilty of Yahweh, death. Okay? But at the end of the day, all Israel is going to be saved. Now, you got a lot of these people, man, that, when they look at the men of the Lord teaching, spreading the gospel, okay? They look at us like, oh man, these guys aren't the men of the Lord. These guys are niggas. These guys are wicked, right? And they're doing, as much as that they do that onto us, they're doing it onto the Lord, okay? So, you know, the scriptures say, love your neighbor as you love yourself. Our people don't do that, okay? And they, have the nerve to call themselves Israel, okay? But the elect is going to do what the elect is supposed to do. Meanwhile, these guys who claim to be Israel, they're guilty. Okay. It says, but let a man examine himself, and so let him eat of that bread and drink of that cup. For he that eats and drinks unworthily, eats and drinks damnation to himself, not discerning the Lord's body. Okay? So that damnation is you being destroyed. Okay? It's a good thing that you know that you're Israel. Okay, but if you know that you're Israel and you're not, in the faith, the real faith, what's to come, breaking down the scriptures the right way. Okay? If you're not in the right doctrine, then none of all that, and that you Israelite stuff goes straight out the window. Okay? It don't fly with the Lord. Okay? It says, for this cause many are weak and sickly among you, and many sleep. Okay? That's why people end up being sick. That's why people end up dying. Okay? And they know that they're Israel because they're not doing what the scriptures say. Now you do have some situations where some brothers may end up dying or sisters may end up dying in the truth, and they'll be resurrected when the Lord returns. Okay, but a lot of these people who claim to be Israel, when the Lord end up having them end up sick or dying, they don't know that it was the Lord who did it. Okay, because we have to ultimately fear Yahawashi. Okay, it says, for if we judge ourselves, we should not be judged. Okay, and we have to make sure that we're doing the right things. It says, but when we are judged, we are chastened of the Lord, that we should not be condemned with the world. Okay, and what's that world? Those that know that they Israel. Okay, but not doing what, or even those that are Israel that aren't of the elect. Okay, so pretty much, that's the point. Lord willing, this was edifying. I want to say a shalom till next time.